In a new interview, Vice President Kamala Harris is talking about her family, specifically her children.
Does Kamala Harris have kids? Yes. I have two. Cole and Ella became my cherished children. You know, I'm a kid of divorced parents. It was important to make sure that when I developed a relationship with the kids, that it would be lasting. I love those kids to pieces. They are my children, and I'm very proud of them.
Earlier this week, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders said her own kids help keep her humble and took a swipe at Harris, saying that she, quote, doesn't have anything keeping her humble. Joining us now is Van Jones, a CNN political commentator and former Obama advisor. Van, thanks for being with us tonight. So what we saw from Harris there, not a conventional sit-down interview. She hasn't done many. Do you believe that sort of thing is the right strategy to reach voters?
Look, I think she's doing a great job of using unconventional media to get to folks. You know, a lot of people, look, you know, the best people are watching cable news right now, tonight, of course. But it turns out there are some people that don't watch cable news and wouldn't even catch a normal interview. And those are the persuadable people, the people who need to be moved. So she did that very unconventional interview with Wired. But it was really fascinating because what they did was they just took all the normal internet searches that regular people are doing, and they had her answer the questions off of the internet. And it was really fascinating. And what she said about her family, I thought was beautiful because, frankly, a lot of us have been impacted by divorce, either as children or as adults. Kamala Harris is A++ in figuring out how to make a blended family work. Many of us wish we had families that work as well as hers. And I think we should be lifting up Kamala Harris's example. You don't have to have everybody fighting and not speaking, and this one's mad. You can't be on the same WhatsApp groups together just because there was a divorce. You can literally have all the adults together, which somehow Kamala's pulled off, and the kids are doing great. She's a great example, and she spoke about it in an unconventional interview, but we're talking about it tonight anyway.
Yeah, we saw how Harris leveraged Oprah's star power and her ability to reach a wide swath of voters. Here was one moment that surprised me, Van.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
There's no question there that she's trying to appeal to some conservatives that might be unhappy with Donald Trump and swing voters as well.
And that's also Kamala Harris. I mean, I've known Kamala for 25 years. And listen, I would advise you not to break into Kamala Harris's house. Don't do it. And I think it's great. I love the fact that she's out there talking, and even though it's unconventional, it's Oprah Winfrey, it's not, Jake Tapper. Listen, that was a really fascinating interview, and she let her guard down. That's Kamala Harris. She grew up in Oakland. Don't run up in her house. Do not run up in her house.
Yeah, it seems like a really bad idea. We know that polls have shown the race consistently to be a dead heat. Do you think it's more moments like that are needed to change the state of the race? What else does she need to bolster her momentum and break through with voters who say they're not quite as familiar with her?
Look, more and more and more. The more people hear from Kamala Harris, the more they see Kamala Harris, the more comfortable they are. She's running against somebody who's literally a household name on 5 continents. Donald Trump is completely well-defined. Martians know who Donald Trump is. Kamala Harris, 6 months ago, if you ask somebody who the vice president is, people don't even know her name. And so she has a lot of work to do to get people comfortable. People say stuff that's not true. I want to know more policy. I want to know more policy. Look, she's got a ton of policies on the website. They want to know her. They want to know her. And I think she's doing a much better job now. Get off that stage. The Beyonce thing is fine, but get here, get knee to knee with reporters, be with regular people, talk to people, on their phones where they can see you. And I think she's going to do better and better as we go.
But isn't that kind of a problem, the fact that she's been vice president for 3 years, and yet this New York Times poll recently showed that about a quarter of likely voters still feel they need to know more about her. Does that unfamiliarity concern you?
You know, it's just when you're a vice president, it's kind of a sucky job. I mean, you know, it really is. Like, I mean, what did Pence do for 4 years? I don't know. Probably just ducked shoes being thrown at him by Donald Trump. I don't know. And so I just think it's kind of a sucky job. You kind of have to stand behind somebody and nod your head through the speeches, and that's pretty much it for the public's point of view. So it's not unusual. Don't forget, she was not running for president 8 weeks ago. She's running for president now. I'm glad that people want to know more about her because it means she's got room to grow. Nobody's asking to know more about Donald Trump. In fact, the opposite. But she's got room to grow.
Van, one last thing. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, man. You having a good one?
Thank you. I was trying to get out of here without having to do that, but listen, I am happy to do another trip around the sun. This is my fourth presidential election with CNN. I did 2012, 2016, 2020, and now 2024. And this is not my first birthday here, and I don't mind it at all.